Hello and welcome back to more fun fixing it. I'm Lee and here today I have 5 ZX Spectrums. These were taken off of the amazing repair pile that sits behind me that I brought back from Paul Universal Retro Boss just a few days ago. These 5 are all 48K, well I think they're 48K ZX Spectrum rubber keys. I like fixing these ones. I'm very familiar with these ones and I like the keyboards on these. One of them I've fixed before. It's an issue 2, and Paul says on the sticker here that it's coming back, put the membrane in and system corrupts, poor screen output as well. So something has gone wrong, and I spoke about this in a recent video that might not be out yet. That sometimes this happens, they go wrong all by themselves. So we'll open this one up first and have a look and see what's going on. But let's get these other ones out of the way. What we're going to do today actually is triage all 5 of these. And if there's anything that's a simple fix, we'll do it now. If there's anything that's a bit more involved, that shows up on diagnostics or something like that, then we'll come back to it in a separate video. I have my bench power supply set to 9 volts with 800 milliamps current draw, and that should see us right for almost everything. If it starts to draw just over 800 milliamps, I'll know it's borderline and I can push it up to say 900 milliamps, but I won't really want to go much higher than that. I'm missing my pot. Where's my pot? I don't know who put that over there. All right, oh, it does have a lovely new membrane in it. And it's a Ferranti -2 ULA. Well, they're all Ferranti, but yeah, the -2 ULA is usually means that it's a problem. So it doesn't look, I can't remember doing this one, but it looks like I didn't do all of the caps. It's just these 2 have been changed. Possibly that one. Which I think I might have put that in the wrong way if this was me. Don't remember doing this one. This must have been ages ago. But that cap there, I'm pretty sure, is the wrong way around. I'm not going to do my normal checks on this because it has been worked on before. So I'm assuming that I'm going to take the risk and assume that everything is mostly okay and going to rely on a quick blast of limited current and see if the voltages are there. Here we go. No, 12 is not there. Why is 12 not there? Well, 12 looks low. I wonder if it's got something to do with that. Right, here we have another issue 2. And you can see here, this cap here, I can get you right in close. This cap here has the positive on the left. And this one has it on the right. So I need to change that. If that was me, oops. I don't know whether it would do any damage or not, but let's just say I'd rather it wasn't done in the first place if it was me. Soz. I don't know if that is a new cap. 002. This is a long time ago. That was that was last year sometime. Maybe it was me. I just don't remember. Normally I would just redo all of the caps. Suppose I better check this now. I don't suppose it would have appreciated being abused in that way. So let's just stick the ESR meter on it. It's a 1 microfarad cap. Oh, I shouldn't turn it on with the cap connected. Do not test now. There we go. Yeah. That's probably fine. Oh, this is an old cap. This is an old cap. It's a Gelec. Why was that in the wrong way around? Let's get a new one. So what the problem here is that the silk screen here is marked incorrectly. The positive is on the left. So these are Gelec as well. Okay. So I looked at these caps here and thought that they're new, so that must be me. Maybe I was using a different brand at that point. So I don't think I've been using these Gelec ones though. I think it's always been these Tams or T-Tams ones. Put this one in anyway. Let's put it in the right way round. Someone will have to go back through my back catalogue and find out if I made a mistake. 002. Was it me? Am I the culprit? I'm perfect. Can't be me. Oh no, this isn't the one. 002 is not the one. This is the one I just got out as an example. This one is this one. I don't know what this one is. It might be one that I've just comp modded. Yeah, comp modded tune display, still not the best, weak ULA. Right, so that's a message. Right, now I remember. So this was not a repair that I've made. This one is one that's come in like this, and I've just comp modded it and said to Paul that the output is weak because the -2 ULA is not a great fit for modern displays. If you go and have a watch of Happy Little Diode Jim's recent video on the problems he had with getting a good composite output from a -2 ULA, that one will explain a lot. But that's beyond the scope of what I'm trying to do here. So let's just put this back in and see if that voltage comes back. It's running and the 12 volt is there. I'm going to measure the 12 volt with a multimeter. I'll measure all of the voltages actually. -5 is a bit high. 10 volts on 12. And 5 is a bit low. Something's wrong there. Let's see what the diagnostic says. This probably needs a recap. But I'm not going to do it if this ULA is no good. There's no point. I don't think it's worth it. I think Paul would be better off selling this one as a scrap board, you know, complete scrap board, but with a weak ULA. So yeah, let's run a diagnostics. Let's get a picture out of this. So I've got a composite mod done on this one, so I can just plug it into my capture device and see what that does. It's not doing anything now. I think the 12 volt being low is probably to do with the LM1889N. So we've got black and white display. Okay, I'm not going to push that any further. It's past the tests. I'll put this one aside. I might come back to this in a later video to explore what's going on here, because it's quite interesting that the 12 volt is low and that's given us a poor output, because the LM1889N chip requires 12 volts, and that 12 volts derives the color balance. And if the color balance is not correct, and you get either corrupt colors or you get black and white display, and everything else seems to be okay, I think it's probably just needs a recap. But I do worry if I throw a whole load of work into this recapping it. Someone has done work. There's that link wire there. If I recap this, that's going to cost Paul money and me time. It might not be the best use. But if you want to see this one fixed, then let me know. I don't remember seeing all of these capacitors with the legs on, like them, or insulated legs, which is a good idea because they often short things out. They get crushed. Right, so that's got a new keyboard membrane in. I might come back and rob that at some point. I will put the screws in a bag. Hey, all right, I think that's good. 12 volt low, C46 replaced, which was in the wrong way. Black and white video. Oh, God, video. diag passes, -2 ULA. Okay. Right, this one says works, no sound, comp mod, new faceplate membrane. I think that means comp mod needed. I don't know if it's got a new faceplate or it needs a new faceplate. Your notes are getting worse, Paul. Okay. Oh, interesting. It's a 4B with a -7 ULA, so I have high hopes for this one. And it says works, but no sound. I think we should be looking down at, well, it's either the speaker's gone wrong, or should we try the speaker first? Because that's a really easy test. Yeah, 6 meg. The speaker's gone. Right, let's do the rest of the triage, and then I can just write this one up. This is my Henry cable that he made for me. Adds an instant composite output to an RF machine. Oh no, what am I doing? Let's do this properly. Well, he said it works. Paul's already plugged all of these in, which isn't the best idea, but he's looking for the ones that work. And if they get a bit more broken, it's not really a big problem. But what we need to do first, before we go any further, is check for resistance between the voltage regulator and its input and output, and both of those in the kilo ohms, so that's good. And then the 12, that's the -5 volt line, is it? I think that's the -5 volt line, mega ohms, and the 12 volt line, kilo ohms, and the 5 volt line is a little, I'd want that to be a bit higher, but I've been caught out by that before, so that's okay. Let's just check that the coil isn't completely shorted. So you get a little bit of that sometimes, as long as it's not gone completely, you know, 1 ohm. So TR4 and TR5 are down here. They are these two positions, and I'm going to put the multimeter into diode mode, and with the black lead in the middle of TR4 and the red lead on the top, I get nothing, and the red lead on the bottom, I get nothing. A red lead in the middle and black lead on the top, 0.6 of a volt forward voltage, and with the black lead on the bottom, 0.6, that's normal. Red lead in the middle on TR5, nothing with the black lead on the top, 1.1 volt with the black lead on the bottom, that's normal. And then with the black lead in the middle, red on the top, 0.7 on the top, and 0.7 on the bottom. That's normal, all normal. So now I'm happy to plug this in. All right, watching here for voltages. Yep, that's a nice bright LED now. It shows me that's working. So no sound, and I've got video output, and the diagnostics is running. But we'll let that run through and see if there's any problems. I can check the voltages while I'm here, actually. 0.47, minus 0.478, and 12.15, and 5. So that's good. And the diagnostics looks like it's passing. Let it run through completely. Nice cool ULA. This one's a keeper. Yep, that's passed. So that's just the sound. So this is a later board, and it has got one capacitor that's been changed in the past. I don't know why that would be. This is one that I would not change the capacitors in. Even if this was mine, I'd probably leave them as they are. Unless you're going to be using it every day. If this is just sitting on a shelf and I want to know it's going to work if I occasionally get it down, I'll leave these as they are. They are perfectly functional, but I need to make sure that this isn't part of the audio circuit. I don't think it is. I'm not sure what that is No, I'm pretty sure that's part of the DC circuit. Anyway, so this one, I just need to source a new, I think that's actually the right speaker. I need to source a new speaker. I'm pretty sure that these are supposed to be 200 ohms in the later ones. The earlier ones are a lower value. So, yep, let's put this one away. Full diag pass only, no sound speaker. 2 down. Don't know what's happened to my workbench here. Something's leaked on it. Yeah. Next, flashy colors and terrible output. And shattered keyboard membrane that's completely trashed. Never mind. And we've got an issue 2. It's almost a bit of a disappointment now seeing issue 2s because, well, mind you, there's a -3 ULA, so that's a bit more promising. There's already a diode, a capacitor across IC 34 and the end of this resistor, and then a resistor there would be changed as well. It's a nice simple composite DC-DC mod on this one. No composite mod. Let's get the screw out. All of the chips, apart from the ULA, are soldered to the board, every single one of them. So what did this one say? Flashy colors. This is just going to be broken RAM, and probably the capacitors will need changing. Any work done? No work has been done to this since it was released from the factory. Can't see any cracked solder. It could do with a bit more solder on that joint there. And in fact, all of the audio ports could do with a bit more solder. Right, let's do our first checks. And the input and output. 1K, half a K. Then the voltage rails. Is that the -5? Yep, plenty. It's good enough. And well, the 12 volt is down at 700 or nearly 800 ohms. That's usually a bit higher than that. And 1.1K for the 5 volt rail. Let's check across the coil. Oh, there's a short across the coil. Yeah, the coil is shorted, but I am betting because, right, so this is the actual one end of the winding to the other, 0.01 ohms. But the short in question, shouldn't be shorted, is 1.8 ohms. I bet that either TR4 or TR5 is shorted here. Sorry, TR4 is down here, and I bet it's this one that's shorted. No, not that side. Yep, there we go. Get a bit better contact on that. Yeah, 1.7 ohms, whereas over here that was 1.8 ohms, or 1.7. That's 1.8 now. So it could either be the coil or TR4, but it's going to be TR4. Let's go to diode mode. So TR4 will not 0.5 that way and nothing that way, or a short, and still a short there, and 0.5 that way, and TR5 with the red lead in the middle, 1 and 1.4 and 0.6 or 0.7 and 0.7. So TR5 is going to be okay. TR4 is definitely definitely, I'm really confident without even plugging it in. TR4 is gonzo. Let's whip it out. Didn't really need to add some solder there. I just did it because I was waiting for my desoldering station to warm up. And it's a very lazy way to take out these transistors, but I've got the tool there, so I'm going to use it. And I've got a lot of computers to get through. It does make getting these out really super easy as well. Yes. Okay, let's pop that in there. And it is going to be a resistor, or two resistors. A resistor. It's not even registering anything on that side. Yeah, that's gone pop. ZTX 650, let's get a 651. ZTX 651. Which is, of course, the modern replacement for a ZTX 650. This one is the special one. It's TR4 with this. It's quite a powerful part of the circuit. You wouldn't want to put a run-of-the-mill low power transistor in there, because it would just go pop. Ask me how I know. Don't ask me. Guess how I know. There's a better way of doing it. Well, you can ask me if you want in the comments, because of engagement. YouTube likes a bit of engagement. I'm not 100% hopeful. I'm just going to check, actually, across the coil. Should have done this with the transistor out. That's now perfect. Oh, that's in diode mode. Okay. Yep, still the same. Well, not still the same as it was, but now it's reading. These are normal readings now. One way round, you'll sometimes get a reading, and then that will go up, and then it will go down. But yeah, that's actually fixed as far as I can tell now. But now we're going to stick in Steam Card Pro and power it back up with this in, so I can see if the voltages are present, and then we can see what damage was done when that transistor went pop. Why is that not going in there? Are we ready? Right, so we're looking here for the voltages. They're all there, and it's running. It's a very dark picture. That might have been me messing around, trying to get a better ground. Yep. The variable resistors here are making a big difference to the picture. So it might just need tuning. Hopefully it just needs tuning. Oh, the lower RAM has passed, and it looks like the upper RAM is passing as well. We fixed one. Okay, in that case, now I'm going to leave this for now, because this yellow output is something I want to return to if there are other ones like this. But that is a working machine as far as I can tell. I will check the voltages before I go any further with it, just to make sure that it's got the right amount of 12 volt, so that the color balancing is working correctly. But for now, I'm just going to put this one away as mostly fixed. But this isn't going to be a repair video, I don't think, unless I can combine this one with another video with another machine that has a similar problem. Happy Little Diodes Jim recently did a video where he explored in depth and great detail the video generation circuit of issue 2 ZX Spectrums, and that was really interesting, and I learned a lot. Thank you, Jim, for making that. Definitely go and subscribe to his channel, because he is a really clever guy and he's a really nice guy as well. TR4 change, -3 ULA yellow, check the voltages. Let's put the screws in there. I'll even leave the broken TR4 in there as well, so to remind myself when I come back to this one. Gets hot, beeps when press keys, comp mod. So it needs a comp mod, but it gets hot. Ace Repairs, I've seen them, this company a lot with their silly sticker over the screw hole. And this one's missing 2 screws here. This means this was used with an interface 1, because this would plug in like that, and then you would use longer screws to screw straight through this into the back of the PCB. Oh, sorry, into the back of the case, to secure the issue 1 to the Spectrum, stop it wobbling about. So you only have, when they were removed later on, at some point, they were never put back. They never bothered putting them back. Okay, so we've got an issue 3B, and this one has had the DC-DC mod done. So it's had the diode moved from here to here, and an extra capacitor put in here, some extra components put in around here. That's a neat job as well, not too bad. -7 ULA, looks like all of the original RAM. Everything else is soldered to the board, so let's hope it doesn't require anything desoldering. So what was it? Gets hot. Let's just check everything first. So we've got, actually do the resistance checks first. 1K and loads. Good. Good. And good. TR4, black lead in the middle. Good. Good. Red lead in the middle. Good. Ooh, that is a bit high. Black lead in the middle, TR5, 0.7, 0.7. Red leader in the middle, should be nothing there, and 1 point something there. Yep, but this one, don't like the look of that. I'm actually going to just take that out. Ah, right, it's had the DC-DC mod done. No, that's probably fine, because it's that leg. Hang on, yeah, they've moved. Right, so that leg that I was measuring down in here was supposed to be here, but this lead for this capacitor comes all the way here to go into TR4's hole there, and they've moved the leg over to here. So, right, so that's right. I was getting 1.135 volts there, but I was expecting that 0.645. That is the other leg of TR4. So it's okay, and the coil, yeah, it's fine. Yep, good. It's all good. So why is it getting hot? Let's find out. Right, so looking for the voltage. Voltages are all good. We've got an on-screen display. Nothing's unusually hot. Nice display, actually. Oh, we've got a RAM fault. IC21. Is that getting hot? Where is IC21? I think it's that one. No. Not getting particularly warm. The CPU is about 40 degrees, 50 degrees on the ULA. Voltage regulator, difficult to tell exactly, but that doesn't seem that hot. That cap, here, that's getting quite warm. The DC-DC mod is a little bit toasty. It's getting up to 40 degrees. Don't like that. That'll have to be changed. This one, I think I'll just recap the whole board. So IC 21, wasn't it? Pen. New feet, new membrane, nice. Picture, no bloody sound. Language. It's nice and clean, this one, really. It's brand new feet that Paul's put on. I'm assuming he's put a new membrane in. Decent faceplate. Keyboard could do with a wash. Yeah. Oh. Connector really is twisted. So we've got another issue 3. This one hasn't got a DC-DC mod, but no bloody sound. Let's immediately just have a look at the speaker, because I might be ordering some speakers here. At 40 ohms, that's right. The speaker is okay. Speaker's all right. Let's pop it out and have a look on the other side. I am going to do the rest of the checks. I know Paul's made this one work, but I like to do the checks. There's no work been done on this. And usual checks. -5, 12, and 5. All good. TR4 and TR5 are down here. I always start with the black lead in the middle. Get used to the pattern. Good that way, good that way. That's good, and that's good. Black lead in the middle. 0.6, 0.1 point something. Oh. Okay. That's normally a slightly different read in one way than the other, but it looks... Ah. Hang on a minute. 0.7, 0.7. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. No, I got myself confused. That's fine. And the coil fools you sometimes. Is that going to disappear? 500 ohms across the coil. But not that way. That's okay then. Yeah, I'm sure that's okay. It's probably fine. It might just be some high resistance in one of the capacitors around there. We'll have to investigate that at some point. I see a lot of recapping in my future. Looking here for the voltages. Voltages are good, and yet the diagnostics are running, but there's no sound. Actually, before we go any further, let's just do a check on TR7 down here, which is the transistor to do with the audio to the speaker. Little boost thing. And that's okay. Now the component above it is a diode, and that's okay that way, and that's a bit high that way, but I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. That's interesting. And the speaker seems to be okay. Okay, that is an interesting one. So it could be the ULA has just gone bad, just for generating the audio. But oh, well, let's let the diagnostics run through. With the video connected. Blip, blip. Yep. All right, that's a fix for the future then. Let's mark that one up as a possible one for a future video. Well, it's definitely going to be a future video. This one, I like the sound of this. I like the sound of this one. See what I did there? Let's point an arrow to no bloody sound. And full diag pass. No bloody sound. You're a corrupting influence, Paul. And that's it. That's the 5. The next triage episode will be 7, well, 6 plus ZX Spectrum pluses and 1 ZX Spectrum 108. Nope. And 1 ZX Spectrum 100. Why can't I say that? And 1 ZX Spectrum toast rack. I'm going to have to leave that in now, aren't I? Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed me exploring these machines. I will work my way through the other batch. I've got 4. Now I can't tell which ones plus are the plus 3s. There's, I think, at least 2 plus 3s, but it looks like 8 ZX Spectrum plus 2s down here, and those are plus 2As or Bs, and a couple of plus 3s with their floppy drives, maybe 3 of those, and 4 1 to 8K plus 2 greys as well. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Commodore 64s, 2 of which are C64Cs. There's also a silver label that came with this lot. I've also got 3 other silver labels to go with that silver label to make 4 silver labels, except I've got another silver label, so I've got 5 silver labels here that Paul needs fixing. The other one is the one that I asked you to help fix. So when I get round to doing that, and I'm not sure when that will be because now there is quite the queue, I will be making videos about all of those silver labels. Not sure how many videos. Some of them might be combined because there might be simple faults in some of them. And it will culminate after I've had a good practice of doing C64. So I'm going to do all of these ones, these 4 bread bins and the 2 C64Cs, and then start on the silver labels, working my way through the newest silver label, going back down to the original really low serial number silver label that you've seen on this channel before. So that's coming up soon, TM. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. No, don't do that. Press whatever buttons you want. I don't care. Go and visit my Patreon. I've got a Patreon now, so you can go and visit that instead. You can join as a free member. There's no obligation to be charged any money. You'll probably get nagged to do that, but you'll see. I'll do update posts, and I share them with all members. Occasionally, some go to the paid members because they've got to get their money's worth. But yeah, that's a good idea. Go and see Patreon. Link in the description. Bye. That was a bit dramatic, wasn't it?